Everybody out there is ready to practice some healthy habits. And just like you, sometimes find yourself up these quiet hours. You need something to do. The body is ready to go. And taking care of the body, treating it as if you want to be in it for the next several decades. Sometimes you can't help but wake up. And if you stay in the bed, well, that's just either resting or could become time wasted if you've rested. So, got a couple small weighted dumbbells, 10 pounds each. Just gonna do some curls with a little bit of a variation to help me with my pull up strength. Here we go. We're gonna start in a neutral hammer curl position, angled at about 45 degrees. We're gonna pull in when we get to the top. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Trying not to rock. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 30. Up, down just a little bit. Now a hammer curl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch it out a little bit. I've already been up. I got a little 1 mile walk in. Walking at a nice pace of 3 miles an hour. So I did a 20-minute walk and body is warm, feeling good. Just need to earn a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, this early hour, just want to warm up, you know. Morning's just beginning. I was laying there for maybe 30 minutes, so my body was waking up naturally. I'm going to speak in a mild tone just to make sure I don't wake anybody else up, but far enough away from everyone that they shouldn't hear me. Anyway, um, we got one more set of hammer curls. Don't worry about the weight. You can always increase the weight. If you don't have weights, just get some water bottles, maybe get some detergent bottles, fill them with water, buckets, whatever you have. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 6, 10. Stretch it out. As always, listen to your body. You should always be listening to your body. Know and understand what your body is feeling and how your body's responding to your activity. Okay? Listen to your body. Breathe. All right, let's get back to it. 1, 2, 6, 10, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do what you can. Remember, the goal is to just incorporate healthy habits into your lifestyle. Listen and understand your body, making sure that you understand what impact these healthy habits are having on your vital signs, such as your blood pressure, A1C levels, cholesterol, or whatever other significant measurement you need to keep track of based on your condition. Breathe. Rest. Sometimes you might need to put the weights down. Stretch your hands out. Make sure the lactic acid isn't building up. Right back at it. One, 3, 6, 10, 1, 8, 9, 10. All right. Make sure you take care of those legs, biggest muscles, those quads, those hammies. Stretch it out. If you're up and you're watching this, take the time, do a little self-care. Sometimes self-care looks like sitting and meditating, understanding what your body's feeling, just being aware. Getting in those squats as men, all people, but as men, your legs and your back are going to carry you throughout your life. You know that. Legs are built for long endurance. Okay. So being able to squat, for example, you have a goal to squat for 30 seconds straight. It's not about reps. It's about that duration of time. You're squatting for 30 seconds straight. Or you have a goal of squatting for a minute, 5 minutes, whatever it is. Well, let's start here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Not worried about the number. You can count if you want. Just want to hit 30 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. That was 30 seconds of squats. If you can't do 30 seconds of squats, do 15. 15, do 5. If you can't do 5, then do 5 squats. If you can't do 5 seconds of squats, do 5 squats. You gotta have some type of limit. If you can't squat for 5 seconds, then you need to do 5 squats, period. Or as a matter of fact, if you can't squat for 10 seconds, you need to do 7 squats. Okay? Going to get started back up. Here we go. Count down 3, 2, 1. 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Of course, as you build your endurance, extend that time out longer. Get up to 45 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2.5, so on and so forth. Your goal should be able to do 5 minutes of continuous body weight squats. 5 minutes. If you can, continuously at about 1 squat every 1.5 to 2 seconds. Okay? So I just did 2 sets of squats for 30 seconds. I'm going to try and hit 1 minute. I'm up in 3, 2, 1. If this is too easy, pick some weights up. Hold them at the side or hold them here. The goal is to finish the duration of time. About 20 seconds to go. Ten seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. All right. Congratulations to yourself if you got that done. Give me a like, thumbs up if you're watching. Subscribe to the channel. We're focusing on men's health, helping men live better, healthier lifestyles. Trying not to get caught in the gap between what's going on at work, what's going on at home, and where are you as an individual fitting in between. Depending on how you prioritize your life, you might have yourself focused on ensuring that your health and wellness comes first so you can supply and provide your family with what they need and perform in your career to ensure that you can sustain the life, wellness, happiness that's required. Okay? Keep that in mind. If you get caught in the gap, if work is here, you're doing 5 things. Family is here, you're doing 5 things, or it could be 1 thing. Where are you, the individual, when it comes to your health, knowing what your blood pressure is, knowing what your nutrition levels are, knowing what your sugar level is, knowing what your cholesterol level is, knowing how all those things can impact your organs or could lead to a catastrophic event suddenly: stroke, heart attack, blindness, poor blood circulation, heart failure. All of these things are based on maintaining a healthy lifestyle. What are you working for if you can't live? Okay. And doing it to the degree in which you can do it. It's not about what everybody's doing on the outside. It's about what you're doing, what you're focusing on inside. And then if you don't have a community, you may have to block out, ignore what's going on the outside to the best of your ability. In reality, it is hard. That's why I'm creating content to make sure that, at least for those of us who aren't aware of it, don't know that this is something that they don't prepare you for if you're going to school, if you're going into a trade, if you're going into a military career, or whatever the case may be. The things that you experience that ultimately build up to an accumulation of individual isolation can lead to just not being aware of what you're experiencing. How you maintain a healthy lifestyle through that is making sure that at least your health and wellness from a physical perspective, internal perspective, is to the best of its ability. Now, psychological warfare can come from so many different areas, so many different angles, that it's a little bit more difficult to create a structure or a system to protect your mindset, especially if you have a phone. But with your health, your internal health, usually there's two major categories that are affecting that, just from a layman's term perspective, that you have the potential to influence. Those categories are what you're eating, whatever you're consuming, and that includes whatever you're absorbing. So if you're applying things to your skin, you're consuming that. Of course, whatever you're eating, you're consuming that. What you put into your body, one major category. And then the second is what you're getting out of your body from a work perspective, from an effort perspective, whether it's cardiovascular strength training, or if you're doing none of those things, you're just sitting down waiting for something to happen. That stagnant state can compound into other parts of your life where you will begin to have pretty much a stagnant lifestyle. Career, family, all those things can suffer. So let's get back to getting some squats, okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. Just 1 minute. Minute and a half. Listen to your body. Do what you can. It's not a race. It's you versus you. Ah, there you go. 2 minutes. Down. Once you get into a rhythm, listen to your body. There you go. 2.5 minutes. Listen to your body. Breathe. Inhale in your nose. All right, where are you guys tuning in from? Share if you find this content advantageous to your lifestyle. Share it with a friend. I actually do need you to subscribe so that the channel can grow. Really, I'm here to help men live healthier lifestyles. I know I'm not the only one that's up 3 and 4 in the morning thinking. Whatever you're thinking about it for a reason. Your consciousness isn't just waking you up, especially if it's happening on a regular basis. You need to be making good use of that energy, even if that means you're going to be exhausted at work. You're already going to be exhausted at work. So getting some exhaustion out for yourself is what matters. Now, if you work in a job that's like trucking or very physically demanding and requires you to be attentive because people's lives are at risk, I'm not suggesting that you should get up, get exhausted, burn yourself out. What I am saying is, if you're up anyway, you should be making positive use of the energy that you have. And our young men beginning at age 22 may not be aware of what's going on. They just will force themselves to go back to sleep or play video games or do something to be distracted from the real inner voice that's actually preparing you for something. That could be learning how to grow your own food, getting up, using that energy, using your consciousness to focus on the things that you know are going to sustain you and help you achieve your life goals. Or maybe it's getting up so you can understand how to better define what life goals you should have. If you're 22, understanding where you want to be at 25, 30, etc. Avoiding some of life's major mistakes because you just haven't thought about it. If you're dating someone and you don't really know where it's going, doesn't mean that you cut ties. But if you know you want to do things, for lack of better words, the right way, meaning that you want to avoid major conflicts, avoid exposing your children or family to negative images. We need to use that energy to figure out how we can be on the same page to do that, hopefully before you bring new life into the world. So, appreciate you being here. Share this content with anybody you think that can benefit. If you're up at 3, 4 in the morning and you can't do the physical things for whatever reason, learn how to meditate. Go within yourself. Think clearly, calmly. First place to begin with meditation is knowing how to breathe. Breathe through your nose. Inhale 4 seconds. Hold 2 to 4 seconds. Exhale 4 seconds. Repeat. Appreciate you.